Hey everybody, hope you're well. Hello the Smiths. So here we are to our starter of our beginner guitar lessons, okay? So I was planning on doing this once a week, but I can do it twice a week as well. I have a little Facebook thing on Mondays, so you could let me know in the comments section once we've done this, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what would be more helpful for you, okay? And we can see if we can do them like once a week, twice a week, and just keep on learning our guitar. Okay, so it's all super kid friendly today. Anyone can learn the guitar. It is tricky and it will take a long time, but we're just going to keep it going. So what I'm going to do with these sessions is I'm not going to have any visuals around me. I'm just going to show you everything. So just keep watching and I'll really try and explain everything. And then after the session, I've got like a PDF of everything we've done today, like really just easy, just shows you everything, okay? So if you want the PDF, just message me or email me or something, and then I will send you week by week your little lesson plan, okay? Which is going to be really helpful. And if you have the lesson plan and watch this video back again, that's going to be even more helpful. So here we go. Welcome to guitar. So this happens to be an acoustic guitar. This is my favourite guitar. It's really easy to play. You might be playing small classical guitars with the plastic strings. That's the best type of guitar to learn on. It's really, really easy. Okay, if you've got an electric guitar, that's great too. They've got metal strings like this. So it's all pretty much the same. So the first thing we're going to do is just point out some different parts of the guitar. So obviously this is the body of the guitar here. This is the neck and this is the head. Okay, that's pretty guessable. These bits up here, these are called the tuning pegs. So it's going to be difficult for me to help you tune your guitar. You can get apps to help you do that. But after today, you're going to know what all the strings are, which will help you tune your guitar with those apps, okay? So we've got the tuning pegs. This bit here is called the bridge. It just lifts the strings up. And this bit of plastic here, which looks really unexciting, this is called the nut. So the strings touch between the nut and the bridge. And every time you put your finger on a fret, which are these gaps here, it makes the string shorter. So now the string's touching from here to the bridge. And the shorter the string, the higher the pitch. Okay? So these are, yes, I've said these are frets, all these metal bits going up here. But what you can do is you push your finger into, this will be fret number 2, and it pushes the string down on fret number 2 for me, okay? So the guitar makes it a bit easier to pitch the notes. So if you know anyone who's playing the violin, it's a similar sort of instrument, but they don't have frets. You have to put your finger in the exact place, which is why people often wince when they hear people practicing the violin. It's really hard to pick out where the note is, okay? But we've got some nice frets. So I have, how many do I have? 50, 60. I have 20 frets on my guitar. Small guitars might have 19 frets. It doesn't matter. It just means you've got a couple more notes on your guitar. That's all. Okay? So, how many strings do we have? Just have a quick count of those strings, and hopefully you should have counted 6 strings. So, what I want to try and do is guess which string is number 1. See if you can just ping that string for me, okay? Most people might have pinged this one, but it's actually this one is number 1. So, string number 1 is the one nearest the floor, and the guitar is kind of strung upside down, so the highest note is nearest the floor and the lowest note is nearest the ceiling. Okay, I won't go into why that is, it's all to do with how your hand is, but it's kind of upside down, which makes it a little bit confusing. Okay, so if this is string 1 here, we've got string 1, we've got string 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we've also got, as I mentioned, fret numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. up the guitar. Okay, we're only going to play around in frets 1, 2 and 3. because it looks like there's loads of extra notes here, but actually they're all the same notes. So if I do this, you can find the same note in multiple different places on the guitar. So all of these notes are not new, they're just repeated anyway. So we don't even need those notes, we just need these ones. So we've got strings 1 to 6, we've got frets 1 to lots, and then we've also got finger numbers, so there's lots of numbers. So in your left hand, and I'm just assuming you're playing a right-hand guitar. You might be playing a left-handed one, but we're just going to assume for the purposes we're playing a right. So we don't play with our thumb. Our thumb is going to be hidden the whole time behind the guitar, and you use your hand like it's like a clamp. Clamp it onto the guitar. So this is finger number 1, finger number 2, finger number 3, and finger number 4, which is a bit different. If you play the piano, those fingers are numbered differently. So I often in my lessons say the wrong number because I'm in piano mode. Okay, so fingers 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So we've done our string numbers, we've done our finger numbers. Right, what we're going to do now is do the string letters. So all of these are a note on the guitar. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to learn a really easy rhyme to remember them. So if we start from string 1, it goes, Easter bunny goes dancing at Easter. Okay, I'll do that one more time. Easter bunny goes dancing at Easter. So, and then, instead of saying that rhyme, we will just say the letters of the strings, okay? So Easter begins with E, so we've got E, and then we've got B for bunny, G, D, A for at, and E. So see if you can keep just saying those up your guitar. I'll keep saying them too. So we've got E, B, G, D, A, E. Okay, I'll do it one more time. E, B, G, D, A, E. So Easter bunny goes dancing at Easter. So we've already learned 6 notes on the guitar. Cool, and you might have noticed there was 2 E's, there was 2 Easters. Okay, so these notes are the same. They're both these, they're just 2 octaves apart. Okay, cool. So we've got our string letters, and now what we're going to do is learn our first right hand technique, okay? So I'm just going to demonstrate a few that you probably see people play. So if I'll just play up a little scale here. So if you look at this hand while I'm just playing that, can you see my fingers look like they're just walking up the strings? That's the one we're going to learn. It's called rest strokes or walking fingers. It's the easiest one because your strings keep against the guitar and you can feel it. So as you play these, I can feel where I am on the strings. I don't have to look. So we're going to learn that one, but if I just show you some other ones, I play free strokes quite a lot. So if I play this, so my fingers there, instead of leaning against the guitar, they were playing out. So that one is much harder because you have to keep your hands still and you can't see it and you have to know what your fingers are doing. So we will learn that one at some time. That's called free strokes. And then you might see people playing with one of these. Okay, so this is a plectrum or a pick. Same thing. It's instead of having a really pointy nail, really. So you see loads of people, we might playing with a pick. It makes it nice and loud and it doesn't hurt your fingers on a guitar with steel strings, okay? So I teach loads of my students with this and everyone goes, oh, Miss Stillwell, when can we learn to play with a pick? And I say, when you've learned to play with your fingers well, okay? Because you can't feel the strings with the pick either. It's much more difficult. And then you can get into super fancy things where you play with a pick and your fingers at the same time. But that's like way, way in the future. We don't need to worry about that. So we are going to do the one that's called rest stroke, or in fancy classical guitar world, it's called a appoggiando. And it's going to look like our fingers are walking on the string. So what I want you to do, I am going to move my guitar a bit closer to the screen. So we're going to get our two fingers like this, and then I want you just to play the E string, so that the first one we learnt, string number 1, and what's really, really important is we are keeping our fingers on string 2. Okay, hi to all those people who have just logged in. Hope you're all well. So I'll try and turn it a bit. So I'm playing string 1, but my finger is leaning against string 2. Now that is the most important thing. What I don't want you to do, and you need to check that you're not doing this, is curling your fingers up like hooks and doing this, okay? This is bad. This is not allowed in my lessons, especially with this weird stroke. So we're not pulling into the air like this, we're just brushing over the string really, really gently. And actually, my fingers are pretty straight. They're not curled up at all, okay? So what we can try and do is, oh, I forgot to mention something. My thumb is just leaning on the 6th string, okay? You can also, sometimes you can lean it on your edge of your neck here if you want to, so it just leans on the 6th string. So let's do some walking fingers on string number 1, which is an E, okay? And this is a good way to test yourself to see if you know the letters of the strings. Okay, we're gonna move up. So we're on string number 2, and see if you can say to yourself what letter you're playing on that string. You should all be saying B. And let's move to the next one. So we're on string number 3, and we're leaning against string number 4. So I'm hoping you are all saying that this is a G. Okay, and then we're going to move to string number 4. So this is Easter Bunny Goes Dancing. It's our D string. Let's move on to string number 5, which is our A string. And then string number 6 is a bit awkward because my thumb's on it. So we just move our thumb out of the way a little bit. Can you see that? Move it out of the way. And then this one we are going to have to do that one in the air. But if you make it come to your thumb as you play like this. There we go, string 6. So see if you can do, as quick as you can, 4 on each string. Okay, have one more go at that without me playing, and see if you can say the letter as you're doing it. Okay, go. Just imagining you all playing that up your guitar. Good, right, so those are your first couple of things to learn. Right, now we're going to do some chords. So chords are multiple notes at once, okay? Usually at least 3, but if I'm strumming a chord here, this happens to be a C chord. I'm actually strumming 5 strings, so I'm strumming 5 notes, but lots of them are the same. So a note, if you didn't already know, a note is one sound, okay? A chord is lots of sounds at once. But we can't just do any old notes at once. If you play the piano, if you just hit any old notes on the piano, it does not sound good. It has to be certain notes. So we will go into why, but we're just going to try some shapes and get our left hand working today. Okay, so what I want to do, we're going to do a baby C chord. So when I say a baby C chord, it's just an easy C. So we're going to take our finger number 1, okay, we're going to put it on fret number 1, so it's in this gap here, and we're going to put it on string 2. Okay, so just on string 2. And the tricky bit is we want to not touch string 1. So if I take my hand off What I'm doing is I'm making like an OK with my hand and just putting the guitar in between. So I'm only touching string 2. I'm not touching string 1 or string 3. Okay, I'm hoping you have got that in the right place. And then with your right hand, these 4 fingers, you're just going to stick them on the guitar. Imagine they can't move. And then with your thumb, you're just going to strum, which is where we brush over the strings, but not all the strings. I just want you to play strings 3, 2, and 1 at the same time. So you're playing 3 strings. And this is what it should sound like, but what you might be getting is this sound. This kind of sort of ploppy sound. We don't like this. So what this is a dead string. It means I'm not pushing my finger on the string, which is what I want to do. I'm just touching it. I need to really squeeze it on to get the sound. So I'm just going to try and hold my finger up to the camera. Can you see there's a little line? Oh, there's a little line in my finger. You will get those lines. They will go away after you stop practicing. Don't worry, they don't do anything to your finger, okay? So if you've got lines in your fingers like me, this is good. Means you're pushing the string down properly. So see if you can get all those 3 strings sounding nice. It's the hardest bit about learning to start the guitar is actually getting a nice sound. Unlike the piano, you just put your fingers on and push them down. It makes the nice sound for you. It's not that tricky, but this is so fiddly with our hands. But just keep persevering and you will get there. Okay, so this is a C chord. Here's a full C chord, but I'm just showing you the top notes, okay? Right, we're going to do one more chord today. We're going to do a G chord. So, here's a full G chord, and if I show you this bit, this is what we're going to do. So this is finger number 1, 2, 3, and we're also in fret number 3. So we are matching our finger numbers to our fret numbers. So we have that on string number 1 this time. Last time we were on 2, now we're on number 1. So finger 3, fret 3, string number 1. And really push that down. Let's see if you can get some nice lines in your fingers like me. Right, this hand. So these 4 fingers are just going to stick on your guitar, and then with your thumb, you're going to strum 4 strings this time. So the thing to make sure you're doing is you can hear that last one that your finger's on. If it's not going so well, you might hear this. Because I'm just touching it. So you've got to really push it on. A little tip, if you get close to the fret, but not on the fret, that's a good place. Because then it's easier for the string to push down. So rather than this side, go nearer the body of your guitar. Okay, so there we go, there's our G chord. That's the last thing we're going to learn today, because I've given you lots of information, and if you send me a quick personal message or an email, I'll send you all that information in a visual so you can practice this week. So once you've got those chords, what we're going to try and do is see if you can change from, here's my C chord, and I'm going to get my finger ready, and here's my G chord. And then we'll go back. Here's my C chord. And here's my G chord. Okay? So the things you're going to see if you can practice this week is see if you can practice knowing where some notes are on the, knowing where the parts are of the guitar. Okay, see if you can remember your finger numbers and your string numbers and your string letters as well, and then you can try out those 2 chords, okay? And I will see you next time. So I was hoping to do one on Monday, which I think will be good, because then you've got sort of however many days that is, 3 or 4 days to practice, okay? So let me know what you think, give me some feedback, and I will see you again next week, guys. Okay, bye!